Hello and welcome to the Belfry and the first ever Seve Day. In May 2011, brain cancer took the life of one of the world's greatest ever golfers. With his charismatic personality and an indomitable will to win, Severiano Ballesteros was and remains a true sporting legend.
Seve was like a one-man army. That's what Seve was like. It was awesome.
He was the Tiger Woods of the European Tour.
He was the king. He was the greatest thing to ever come along to Europe, and he's just a fantastic champion.
Seve inspired people. He got them to stand up in front of their television and be screaming, and that was important.
Because when you say one word, Arnie, or you say Jack, and you say Seve, you know exactly who we're talking about.
I played him once. I finished all square in the Hennessy Cup at the Belfry. On 18, finished all square, so that was okay.
And it was at the Hennessy Cup in 1978 that Seve first wrote himself into Belfry folklore by taking the direct route, hitting the perfect fade and driving the green at the par 4 10th. It was the beginning of a beautiful relationship that saw him play in 3 Ryder Cups at the Belfry, beginning with that famous victory in 1985. Not surprisingly, when details of Seve Day 2012 were announced, the response from amateur golf was overwhelming. Many entered, but just 72 made it through to tee it up at the Brabazon and walk in Seve's footsteps.
Massive influence on me as I grew up as a teenage golfer. He was a big inspiration to me.
He is my hero. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's why I entered the day, that's why I supported the day. And obviously a sad loss to everybody worldwide, not just golf, you know, as a gentleman himself.
The day they actually advertised or put out the winners, they were supposed to do it on the Monday. They delayed it till the Tuesday. The Tuesday was the 10th anniversary of my sister's death. It was such an emotional moment because I knew I'd got through to this, and the work they do is just fantastic, and I hope to go on and do more to support the foundation in the coming year.
Alongside the competitors, there were invited guests from the world of sport showing their support.
I jumped at it, there was no way I was going to miss this.
Big Seve fan?
Yes, definitely. Screensaver on my phone.
Well, any chance you get to, honour the great man, in this way, and it's for the fantastic charity. They didn't have to ask me twice.
He was one of the reasons that got me started playing this great game. And you saw how he just loved the joy he had in his face and the reaction he had with the gallery and his other colleagues, and he inspirational and still is.
And there'll be more about the Seve Ballesteros Foundation later in the programme. But now let's join the action at the Seve Day. Your commentators are former European Tour pro Paul Eales, but first, Kim Thomas.
Thanks very much, Ryan. And it's Roger Hartle, the starter at the Belfry, been here 17 years, who kicks off proceedings. And teeing off the first, young Tom Capelhorn, 13 years of age, 6 handicapper. Magnificent, playing the first hole. On the other side of the course, the 12th, this is Chris Campbell, who started on the 11th hole in this shotgun start. Yeah, smoothly in for his par there on that tough 12th hole, Paul.
Yes, it is. Long par 3, 208 yards off the back. Played a little bit forward for the guys. And this is Neil Duggan. This is for his par as well. Little break from the right-hand side here. Just misses out.
72 players in this final. That's 18 four balls. All starting on different tees on this Brabazon course, this famous Belfry layout. So much history here. Clive Rex qualified with 43 points coming into this final. That's an excellent score. his putt on the 12th.
And on the signature green, the 10th green it is at the Brabazon course. This is Tom Andrews, just short of the green. This is for a birdie. He did chip onto there, Kim, but he's had a go at that one.
Now, first look at Alan Hook. Great name for a golfer. Going for a par 4. Players playing in Stableford format. The lower the score, the more points you get. And they get 3/4 of their handicap allowance. So it's pretty fair overall. Nice par there for Alan.
Trying to save his par now. Got a bit giddy with the birdie attempt, but that's a good par for Tom Andrews on the 10th.
Overcast conditions. Some rain may be expected later in the day. Now then, here's a man you might recognise. Gladstone Small, former England and Warwickshire cricketer. Great bowler on the 18th. Not quite getting the line right on that one. Putting 4 or 5 there, playing with Gary Shaw, the ex-Aston Villa player. There's Gary in the background. Now come on, Gladstone. I almost gave you this one. Or perhaps not. Gladstone, one of the celebrities here, enjoying the event.
Well, Gary used to scoring goals, but that's for a point on the 18th. Well done.
This is Jeff Thrower, who took up golf after watching Seve win the 1979 Open. 46-year-old, plays off 11, and what a shot that is, Paul, at the 10th. After taking a drop as well.
Yeah, one of the great features of the 10th there, the little shot to the green, tight pins. A left-hander now, Alex Chamberlain, ex-Watford goalkeeper. This is his second to the 18th, and a fantastic shot it was. No wonder he's smiling.
10th green. Stuart Hawkey. Oh, they're all urging it in. Sadly, golf balls don't have ears. If they did, they wouldn't listen, Paul, would they?
They never used to listen to me, but look at that putter toe up in the air. Just like Seve used to do. Low hands, toe in the air. Wonder whether he's copying.
It certainly works for him. Isao Aoki, the Japanese golfer, used to use that method too. Hawkey holds for his par 4. Par 4 on the 10th is always acceptable. Back on the tee, this is Matthew Lewis, who's taken up the challenge of, well, if you go for the green and you stipulate that, you're going to get 2 extra points. Spirit of Seve lives on, and you know what? He's driven the green. A single-figure golfer who's director of golf at Celtic Manor, so he's a bit of an advantage, Paul, isn't he?
I think he has, yeah. Done really well there. This is Jason Kelly from Wentworth, plays on the Euro Pro Tour. Good friend of Ross Fisher. Yes, get in. It's a smile.
Now then, Matthew Lewis, big moment. Driven the green, the par 4 10th. He's already got 2 points extra. This for the 2. Steady on. It's gone to his head, Paul.
He's de-greened it. Maybe he's hoping some of those leaves may have just caused it to stop. Disappointing after a good tee shot. Now then, the goalkeeper, Alex Chamberlain, left-hander. Always look good with a putter in the hands, left-handers, Kim, I think.
If only we could see it. Give it a chance, go on.
Oh,
yes. These celebrity players really adding to the atmosphere on this day. Now then, Matthew. Steady now.
It's on in 1, off in 2. Still for a birdie, though.
Well, he admits to not playing enough golf these days as he works in the golf industry. I can relate to that. He's not finished yet on the 10th. This is one of our female competitors, Ascale Daly, 15 handicapper from Pinner Hill in Middlesex. Third shot to the famous 18th on the Belfry. Should be pleased with that one. He's a head teacher, a pupil referral unit. There's a lot of work for charity in her golf, as Ascale.
Stephen Campling, this for a birdie on 10. Get in. That's worth 6 points, Kim.
6 points, my goodness. It's about 3 holes worth, and he's really loving it.
The little Lazabal jig there, wasn't
now,
it?
Come on, Matthew. get in for a par 4. You've driven the green. Oh, he's missed that as well, and still got some work left. And he reckons Seve was the Houdini of golf. He's not going to escape with a par, is he? Matthew?
Unfortunately not. No, it's drive for show, putt for dough. Not much dough on here, though. He gets his 2 bonus points for going for the green anyway.
Slightly grim-faced. Back to the 18th. Askail Daly's first putt raced past. This for a 5. Would have been 2 points. She'll tap in. 6 net 5. And that gives you 1 point in the Stableford system. This famous 18th green, of course. So much drama over the years, Paul.
Yes, Geoff Thrower on the 12th tee. And that's a lovely shot all over the flag, downwind, but just needed a little bit more. I'll give him an uphill chance for birdie.
Keen golfer, wearing the +2s as well. Very traditional. A man from the Hertfordshire club. Now look at Gary Herbert in the white cap on the 9th. Qualified from Chiltern Forest Golf Club. Nice course down near Aylesbury. He's a West Ham fan, so he's got a high tolerance threshold for.
Yes. Geoff with the low hands, Aoki Ballesteros style. Bit of a hybrid mix. This is for his par. Beautifully done. Always take your 3s. Certainly smarten the scorecard up.
Very steady golfer is Geoff Thrower, obviously. Now, Gary Herbert on the 9th for birdie. It's a tough par 4, that 9th hole. Just short, so makes his par there. So let's take a breath and see what the scoring is after just 5 holes in this 2012 Seve Day. Matthew Lewis, the man from Celtic Manor, leads by 1 from Geoff Thrower and Tom Andrews, joint second. More action from the Belfry coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Seve Day 2012, played at the spiritual home of the Ryder Cup, the Brabazon course at the Belfry. I caught up with the Belfry's director of golf.
The course is in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for this time of year. When, as you can feel right now, it's getting into the middle of the winter, and but yeah, it's absolutely the greens are running pretty quickly. The fairways are looking good. The course is looking pretty good. Seve's a legend. Seve's a legend of the game. The passion and desire and just the love for the game that he had was just absolutely fantastic, and he was just a great idol for a lot of golfers growing up. 1978 Hennessy Cup, rocked up onto the 10th tee. The whole design as a little play-up hole. No, I'm not having that. 310 yards straight on the green. Thanks very much.
Just to prove that his stunning drive at the Hennessy Cup in 1978 was no fluke, Seve repeated the feat in 1985. But this time the stakes were even higher. This time he wasn't playing for himself, but for the whole of Europe. After years of disappointment, it was the European team, led by Tony Jacklin, who scored a famous victory against the once unbeatable USA to win the first of many Ryder Cups. Sam Torrance, with this iconic putt on the 18th, sealed victory for Europe. And then in 1989, the two teams fought out a famous match that ended in a 14-14 tie, secured with this stunning 2-iron to 2.5 feet from Christy O'Connor Jr. And in 1993, despite Europe narrowly losing, it was the prolific pairing of Ballesteros and Olazabal that once again proved imperious.